Child development, age 12 to 18 months. This is what we will screen here today. For all those who are interested for any other age group, we'll have these recordings and this study on our website as a program, parenting program, but also it is a part of the Early Childhood Teachers program. And if you want to have any information for that, please send us an email to office@tlipedagogics.com. You find it down there in the description. And also please do not forget, if you really like this, please like this video and subscribe down there, and also please share it with all of the people you think that are interested. There's a lot of information out there on child development. So let's speak about child development on the age group 12 to 18 months. Those of you who have the study papers already will go through these study papers. The information in the study papers is available in all of the books when it comes to child development. There's so much on the internet, so actually you don't need these sheets. But what is important is the question on how to understand it, how to work with it, and this is what this video is for. So let's speak about 12 to 18 months. Only children 12 to 18 months we are focusing now, and I'd like to start with the physical development. So when it comes to physical development, it's about a child when it's born has not all of the physical movements yet available. So you can see that the child is not yet able to walk, isn't it? So that comes in. So the focus of the first 1 to 2 years of life is very much on developing the physical body. The gross motor skills also are a big part. So also the food habits, the eating habits are developed, because in the beginning the child is breastfed, and then over some time the child also starts to eat already some food. And what is important to understand is that children starting 12 to 18 months, they prefer to eat with the family, to sit with the family and eat with them. And it's okay, they eat certain foods and they don't eat certain foods. So they have a very particular taste. They slowly adjust to human food and how we eat it, and they prefer normally very plain food, so very soft food, and they might have some preferences and some things they don't like, so that is all okay. So they should just grow into this kind of process. They are normally also having still some breastfeeding. In case of breastfeeding, I'd recommend all of the educators and parents not to recommend parents to go on breastfeeding or not go on breastfeeding. Number one, the question is, who is the expert? So here the parents really should ask the expert on that. That's number one. And number two, parents can give always their opinion how they did it, or they can give their ideas according to what they did. But we have to be very careful, because there's so many different ideas of how long it is good to breastfeed and not, that we should not interfere here with the interest of the parents. And there is also no right or wrong. It's not right to still breastfeed till age 2, 2.5, 3, and it's not wrong to stop at 12 months, 11 months, and opposite. So this is really important to understand. Moms should really follow their intuition a lot, but also it's a question how much milk. There's so many factors involved, and the best guide here surely is the assistant, the expert, who can speak on that properly. So when it comes to physical development, we divide into gross motor skills and we divide into fine motor skills. These two terms we explained already in the general part on child development. So for the ones who are only seeing this video, there is an entire set to this. There's a general introduction about development, milestones, what is that, and all of that. And then there are 12 to 18 months, then we have 18 to 24 months, then we have 24 to 36 months, then 3 to 4 years, 4 to 5 years. So it's going up at the present moment till the age primary school. So we stop there because that is the focus on elementary years of the first years of life, especially the focus for the first 3 to 4 years of life is in this training. Okay, let's go through the paper. Gross motor skills means the entire body, the muscles, the entire system is trained. So what is a 12 to 18 months old child, toddler we would call it, able to do? Number one, they are able to stand without support. And it is important to say here that some can do this easily at 10, 11 months. Some can do it at 12, 13, 14 months. It's absolutely okay. Please forget this idea of right and wrong. There is no one day and one date when children should be able to do this, but there are certain milestones children should reach in a period. But it is normal at this age that in certain areas children are up to 6 months, 8 months, either ahead or behind, because it's not linear. Development is not linear. It is sometimes like this, then it stops for a long time, and then it goes up like this. And in some children, it's more like a curve, and in some children, it's kind of step, 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 so you can really recognize it. And in some children, it's like that there's a huge movement in one area of development, maybe in the cognitive development, but less yet in the language, maybe. Yeah, so that they're also interlinked, and that is important to understand. So please, between 12 to 18 months, toddlers should be able to stand without support. They also start walking during this time. That's very, very normal. And there's a big difference also here in children. So some children start walking already at 11 months. Some children start walking at around 16, 17, 18 months. It's all fine. It's all okay. There's nothing wrong with the child, even though some people might be frightened and think there's something wrong. No, that is really okay. First, the children hold on to objects when they start moving. They hold on to a chair, to a table. They are not yet able to balance the body freely at that time. So first they start holding on, and then they can also make the steps and walk without holding on. So when a toddler starts at around 12 months to walk with holding on over a period of 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 months, they are able to balance the body. So the brain needs to follow the development of the body. So the body is making some experiences by walking, holding on. The information is going back to the brain. The brain is processing this information and is giving feedback to the body and to establish or to change the way how it's done. And so this is how the body and the brain is interlinked all the time, and learning goes always step by step. There's processing in the brain needed, there's processing in the body, in the cells, in the muscles needed. And this process is going on. It's for everything, also for an adult. If you learn dancing, you will not be able to do everything properly on the first day. Your brain needs to process, you have to repeat. Repetition is a huge part of it, and you have to understand. Your body needs to become adjusted, it needs to become accustomed to the movements, and all of this is important. So please understand that in gross motor skills, it is also very, very important that this is not seen as something that has to be very fast. It can take a long time. There's a step, then there's nothing visible, then there's another step, nothing visible. And in some children, there's nothing visible, and then it goes just one by one by one, so you can't really stop them anymore. So both is fine. Okay, so after the time when the child is able to walk without holding on, also there is a time when they are able to turn the head. They turn the head to look at an object, and they are not losing the balance while doing this. In the beginning, normally they start shaking and becoming unstable, so they have to hold on again. They maintain balance in sitting or standing while using both hands to explore toys. That is also something that comes after that. So normally it's really in steps, you can say. A child cannot stand and use the hands with two objects without holding on if he did not yet learn how to walk and stabilize the body. Yeah, so there are certain sequences that you might see in your child, but of course there are always children who do it in a different sequence. So, but all of this normally happens in a time period from 12 to 18 months. So that is a good time period to know that. Then also, it seeks out various new ways to move and play. It's very interested in that. It's frequently moving in and out of various positions. So it does not just want to sit. It does not just want to crawl. It does not want just to walk anymore. It's not that when the child starts walking that they forget everything else. They also still crawl, and they also still push up, and they still use some objects to move around. So all of that will still be, and they are changing between all of the different kind of methods to walk and to get around. And that is also important because every time they use a different one, the brain is recognizing more of it, more details, it's easier. And that is actually the foundation, the preparation ground for the future activities and movements that will come. The better all of these steps are, implemented in the child system, the more natural it becomes for them, the better the future steps can build upon that. It's kind of a foundation. So there's also no hurry to take. In TLI pedagogics, for example, we recommend also to try to have a natural development of the movement of the child. We do not so much prefer to put them in these walkers where they can, they cannot walk yet, but they're in these walkers. Of course, it helps them to get around. Of course, it helps them to be more curious with the surrounding, but the steps for the gross motor skills and the body who is understanding what is possible, what is not possible, also the risk management from day one is influenced also. And normally it takes the children some more time to become secure when they are then on different movements, like they are balancing something. So it's seen way later. It will not show immediately the effect, and it's also difficult to relate it back to that then. But gladly we have lots of research nowadays all on the child development, physical movement, all of that we know that things, the more natural they learn all of the steps, the better it is for the brain and the body coordination for the future. So we already said all of the cross motor skills, which are important milestones during this time. Let's look a little bit on the fine motor skills. Fine motor skills, so all of that also was explained in a general workshop already, but let me just repeat a part of it. It's mainly when you only move certain muscles, small parts of muscles, like only the hand, only the fingers, or maybe only the toes. So those are fine motor skills, so it's getting more refined, the movement. So the child is not yet really in an intensive development of these fine motor skills. It's really more that the children use this entire body still, because they try to understand the entire body. Later it becomes more and more refined, and more focus is also on the fine motor skills. But already there are some, like the toddler is able between 12 and 18 months, always remember. So that is kind of a time frame. If it's a little earlier, a little later, there's nothing wrong. Yeah, we said already, really important. Please do not think at 12 months your child have to be able to do this, at 18 months this, at 20 months this. It's just not how life is. It's not how we are as human beings. We will never be like that. Remember, so all of us are so different. One takes longer for learning a language, one takes longer to understand the new software, the computer, the phone, and some takes shorter time, some is better in that, one is better in that. And that is true from day one. There is no competition, please, when it comes to the development of a child. What is important is that it is a foundation, that the child really is getting all of the details, the information in the cells, in the system, so that it can use it. It's the same with the body, with the cognitive development, emotional development. If we miss the steps, later it will show up. So for example, there is this situation, there's a story which we know since the 80s, 90s of the last century about the crawling. Some children simply don't crawl. So we would say nowadays, if the child naturally decides not to crawl, it will be okay, but still there are some experts saying we have to observe the child at the age of 4 and 5, because what they see is that children who are not crawling normally have the tendency at a later time to have problems in understanding the room, the lengths, the widths, the heights. So when they run, they have a problem to stop before the wall. That's normal at a certain age, but 4, 5, 6 years, you can see that they are not in orientation, in math, there is something different. So it can be seen by the experts. And then sometimes the experts take the 4, 5, 6-year-old children and ask them to crawl. So they put them back in this state where they should have been between 4, 6, 8 months, 9 months, 10 months, 11 months, and have them do that so that from there they can try to activate the brain's regions for that, which are also connected with math, with orientation, with measurements, with room and space. So can happen, but if natural processes appear normally, the child takes what's needed, what really is needed for its natural development. It always becomes a little bit challenging if there's too much influence from educators or parents, like we said already, the walkers to put them in, or if they are all the time carried, for example. That's also something you need to look at. While carrying is a very, very great thing for keeping bonding, attachment, parenting, all of this, those systems agree a lot on that. I personally like it also very much, but the child also needs its space to just be down on the ground, on the floor, on the soil, on the grass, to make experience on the feeling of the physical body. Yeah, so there's a lot on that. So if the child is constantly in the chair, in the cart, in the car, on the arm, in the bed, but not really moving a lot, it's hard for the toddler to really train all of the gross and fine motor skills. So just whenever you're somewhere, just let the baby, yeah, I'm speaking now really about the 6 to 10 months old, put them down, let them crawl. What you can do, what is very good, you sit down on the floor. That's important till age 3.5. That is a rule. You sit down on the floor, and with your eyes you look on the heights where your head is when you sit on the floor. What objects are there? And all the objects which are risky, dangerous, tippy, whatever, you see how you can arrange, protect, remove. Yeah, so depending on what is it. But that's really important, because certain developmental steps of understanding rules and all of that, they come in later. So in the young children, we have to provide a very secure environment. And this is easy when you just sit down, you look around. This is the height of the eye level of the biggest child, everything which is below, check it out. Is there anything that can be hurtful, painful? And that is good. Okay, let's finish the fine motor skills on the 12 to 18 months old. So it carries toys while walking. So sometimes, now we're speaking really about the children who are going towards 18 months. They have a toy in the hand and they walk with it, but sometimes they still hold on to something. In the other hand, they have the toy. Yeah, we know already that they can use both hands. They are able to stack 2 or 3 blocks or hit them together, so they can already do this movement together, create noise. They can put them on top of each other. 2, max 3 blocks. They grasp crayons with whole hands, so that is important. The little ones take the entire hand and take the crayon like this. And that's okay. That is absolutely normal. Please do not correct it. This is especially for educators, also a recommendation for parents. Don't correct the child when it's doing like this. What it means is that the brain, the cognitive development, the brain is able to do this, but is not yet able to take it with 2 fingers. It will come naturally. We'll train that in the ideas on methodology and didactics, what you can do, how you can help children develop the fine motor skills. But always when you see the child doing something, do not correct it. It only shows you the moment of development this toddler is already able at the present moment to process, to understand and to live with. So what do they do? Normally they scribble with the crayons on big paper. So it's important that you have big paper because they're still using the arm movement. The entire arm is used to move and to really draw. So it's the best to have walls full with paper, one wall, you put a huge paper up and this is the place. Some do it with 1 hand, some do it with 2 hands. So both is possible and give them the possibility. Yes, there are children who take them very softly with 2 fingers and try to do something like this. That is okay. There's nothing wrong. It doesn't mean that the child is very advanced or not. It just means it approaches differently because the brain develops differently. But in general, if you say most of the children at that age would use the holding with the entire hand and huge movements to draw something, to scribble actually something. The toddler is also at that time from 12 to 19 months already able to help to undress him or herself. And in that regard, it's important to understand that whenever a child is able to do something, please let them do. This is the most important thing for children. First, to learn daily life activities, ADLs. So it is really important that you do not take that off the child and think that they should better do some puzzle or something. No. It's more important that they understand their body, that they are able to dress and undress, dressing not at that age, but helping undressing, put their slippers off. They work on the socks for a long time. That's really learning. Do not stop children. It's not about all of this songs and games and finger games. Yeah, they are nice, but the important part is that the child understands whatever it's doing. They also like to eat already on their own. On their own doesn't mean that they take a spoon or a fork as you would maybe wish. So depending on what country you're in. So they use the fingers. It's very normal for them. Children naturally use their fingers for eating. Even if you feed them, if it's not fast enough, they just take their hand and take it out. And secondly, also what happens is that normally when it is fast enough, they just take something in their hands because it's the reflex inside of the child to really make sure that it gets food. As soon as the brain is able to understand how to get food in the body, the baby or the toddler, moving into the toddlerhood, really wants to do this by themselves. So that is one of the steps. At around 12 months, the child is also able to drink from a cup, means that it can do the movement, where the water rinses in. What it cannot do is hold the glass and pour it properly into the mouth. So, but what it means is that the function of the mouth, the muscles and all of this, when you take a cup and you slowly hold it for the child and pour the water slowly into the mouth, it's able to do that movement, and that makes them very independent. Raising or cultivating or educating children, however you want to call it, has a lot also to do to help them from dependence to independence. And whatever a child is able to do, this is what TLI Pedagogics wants you to really understand, is that whatever a child is able to do, it should be allowed to do. It shouldn't be forced to do. If it doesn't want, if it's tired, especially not at that age, we're speaking really about this age, but it should be allowed. So always when you see there is a developmental step, a milestone reached, think about it whenever the child is doing this kind of action, undressing, if you're undressing, if the child is thirsty, then please think about it, what the child is able to do, and allow them as much as possible to do by themselves. So in books, children start to become interested also in books. What is important here is that in this regard, we'll speak about it more in the cognitive development, but in this regard, I also would like to point out to you that they are already able to turn the pages, but normally they take more than one page. They are not really able to define one page and take it, so that is important to understand. And I very much recommend that you take these hardcover books. What means that they are not soft paper, they are hard paper. So let me just get one for you, as I can see here when standing. That is, for example, an interesting one. It's the feelings book, and you can see this is hard. So it will not get broken or damaged, and it's easier for the child to just move it and do something with it. So that is also a very important part where you need to see that you provide an environment which is according to what the child is able to do. So what the child also is doing is the finger grasp. It can already use both fingers, yeah, can pick something with the fingers. That is something it's normally doing. And it can also pick up 2 small toys in one hand, yeah, so it can do this and take them, 2 small toys like this. So if they're something like 2 chestnuts, it can take them like this. So if they're small enough, it can take it, yeah. But on the other hand, yeah, this is one part, fine motor skill, gross motor skill. Also, what the child still is doing, it is still according to Sigmund Freud, in his oral phase. So it tends to put everything into the mouth. So from that viewpoint, when everything comes together on information, when you have all of the information, then you can provide the proper surrounding. So let's look at the surrounding. I'll give you some ideas, and for the educators in the training or the parents in the training, you have an exercise, which means you should now think about what kind of environment to prepare and to have for children aged 12 to 18 months. So let me give you some examples. What surely you need is lots of space, right? Children want to move. They're just learning to move their bodies. They do different movements. So it's good to have something that is lower, something that's a little higher. So kind of movement areas. In TLI pedagogics, we have very exclusive movement areas, which are prepared in a very certain particular way, and which are for children aged 12 to 36 months, providing different kind of movements. So, but you can have pillows, yeah, child moving over pillows has to go up and down and up and down. You can provide a tunnel where it's crawling through. You can provide some kind of a moving object where it can hold on and which it can move around, with which it can start moving around. So different kind of things. So more you need to do in this exercise anyhow, so I'm not giving you everything, but these are some of the ideas. In regard to fine motor skills, to help them to really develop, they want to have this one a lot, yeah, see that they have a lot to use their fingers like. There can be Play-Doh, there can be kind of sensory materials. So sensory activities and play starts, especially be interesting at 12 to 18 months. And from then it takes a long time for the child to really gain lots and lots and lots of information. Okay, so this is on the physical development. Okay, so next part will be the cognitive development, and after that we have the study paper for the communication language skill development, and then the emotional development, what is also including the self-help and the social development. So this one is, as I said already, it's free for you, also on YouTube. The others are in our program, so if you want to go to our programs, please, we'll put the link below. We also put the email ID below. Please send us an email if you have any questions, if you want to know anything, or otherwise you can also go to our videos. We'll see that we put more also on social media tools, so that you can get in touch, that you can understand what knowledge we give, and that you can decide freely if this is knowledge where you want to have more, or if this is already enough that you want to know. Again, I'd like to say this is starting age group 12 months, and we surely go till 40 months, so 3.5 years. But then there's also preschooler program, KG, up to 6 years. So for all of this, we have a developmental training. This is an entire training. It's a huge informational comfort for parents and for teachers to take on. It is so important to understand this, because when you understand your child or the children who you take care, you can provide the proper environment, you can address them properly, and you can also understand why certain things are in a certain way. So that is absolutely basic knowledge from my viewpoint, for both for educators, early childhood teachers, and parents. I wish you all the best. I'm looking very much forward to see you in the workshops. Please do not forget, if you are on one of our social media tools, press subscribe, press like, and please, please, please share with all of the people you think who are benefiting from this knowledge. I wish you all the best. See you in the next part.